Science involves collecting data from experiments to support hypotheses. Data's boring. When's the last time you were riveted to an Excel spreadsheet? Making science interesting and engaging, i.e. popular, requires good storytelling that creates a sense of mystery and intrigue, or provides us with a glimpse into unseen worlds of possibility. While good science can launch a rocket, good storytelling can ignite the imagination of your audience. Scientists use stories to gain funding and to explain the nature of their experiments to the rest of us. This Spark video contains individual slides to help you and your group create your own slide-by-slide Spark video presentation. You'll showcase your group experiment conducted earlier in class. I've provided some examples along the way to show you more or less what I'm looking for. These are rough and they're not meant to serve as the platinum standard. So if you can do better, please do. Good titles generate interest and curiosity, and good hosts lend accessible, likable, human dimensions to the impersonal aspects of science and help to engage audiences. Think Bill Nye. Shoot a selfie video introducing your host, the name of your show, and the subject matter of the segment that you're producing. As a class, decide on a catchy name for your science program, and in your smaller groups, develop a catchy name for the segment featuring your group's experiment. A good title should serve as what's called a hook to try and catch the audience's attention. The slide that follows this one features a bare bones selfie video. Make sure you speak to the camera as if you were speaking directly to an audience member. Try to act natural and speak with a clear and friendly tone. Smiling's always good, and humor never hurts either.
Welcome to Beyond Knowing, the science show that digs into the kooky, crazy corners of the known world. I'm your host, Jim Kinney, and this week's show, well, it's really in bad taste. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the science of flavor chemistry and how things like color and texture affect our perceptions of food. Stay tuned and get your knives and forks ready.
This is a great opportunity to showcase any digital skills that you or the members of your group might have. So adding production values like music, filter effects, titles, animations, anything like that, is going to make your production values soar. All right, knock yourself out.
Welcome to Beyond Knowing, the science show that digs into the kooky, crazy corners of the known world. I'm your host, Jim Kinney, and this week's show, well, it's really in bad taste. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the science of flavor chemistry and how things like color and texture affect our perceptions of food. Stay tuned and get your knives and forks ready.
You've got to go to spark.adobe.com, and then you've got a number of options for logging in. I'm going to use my adobe.id and sign in, and we're going to create new content by clicking the blue arrow with the plus sign. You can create graphics with post, interactive web pages with Spark Page, and this is the one we want here, Spark Video. First thing it wants is a title. Name it with the title of your show, and then it wants you to choose a story arc, and we're going to do the custom one right here. Of course, the first slide that you're going to be making is your intro video, but note you can put video, text, photo, icons. There are a number of layouts for the slides available here, and You've got a number of themes to choose from. I'm going to use this one called Focus, and you can add music. For this project, I want you to put the music off because we're going to have live dialogue in our videos, and we don't want a music soundtrack undercutting everything. So at this stage, we're ready to create our first slide. We've already created our video content for the opener, and so let me go back to my layout, and I want to use a full screen for this. Now, if I did the basic video, I might want to start out with a title slide and do Weird Science, and then my subtitle, Hacking Gravity. And then go to a new slide, so I create a new slide here, and then I could bring my video in. I want to go to full screen for this, for my layout, and then I want to bring my video in. There's my movie, and I can just bring that video in, and you can determine where the clip begins and ends with these trim points. And if the video is too long, you can extend it to the end, save it. The video's rendered, it's fitted into that screen. We can hit the edit button on that video, which you see here, and that gives us access to the zoom feature. We can zoom it out. Notice how the ends are being letterboxed. So I just want to zoom it in so it fills the full screen. Hit the edit button again. You can retrim the video here, or you can extend the video, and you can choose loud. That's what I would suggest for the volume. And we want to extend that video so that it goes all the way to the end. And we click Save. And you'll notice that when we return to the platform interface, that it generates 2 slides. You can see that here, how the 2 slides have been stitched together to extend it beyond that 30-second limit. It wants you to adhere to that 30-second limit just to keep things brief, and that keeps the flow of your demonstration moving along. That's how you add content. You've got all these different layouts, and throughout the presentation of the template, you'll notice that I've coached you on what to use along the way. So good luck and get started. Recording audio in Spark is really simple. Once you've got a slide with some visual content or text or a piece of video in there, you simply hold the record button down. It counts you in. You can see the voice bar starting to record. When you stop, you hit play, starting to record. And you can review the audio in that way. Once you've got a number of slides together, you can press this button down here, and that will play the entire sequence of your presentation. If you want to play from a particular area, you can click the little ellipsis here and just say play from here. So that's how you record and review. Don't worry if you need to record again. If you've made a mistake, you just hit the record button again and it counts you in. Just remember, it's a 30-second rule. Any longer than that and it stops the recording process and gives you a little warning that you need to duplicate your slide and break your dialogue up into smaller chunks. This is your first Spark video slide. Choose the full screen layout, then click the white circle to add content. It's at the top left of your screen. Then place your basic or your enhanced selfie intro video here. Then, once you've done that, adjust the zoom, the clip in and out points, the clip duration, and the clip volume as required. If you did the basic selfie with no titling in the video, you can select the Add Content circle in the center to add your title text. Use the title and text layout instead if you want to add your segment name below the show name. Present your hypothesis on this slide using a graphic, photograph, video, or animation in conjunction with an explanatory voiceover. The hypothesis has a natural air of mystery and intrigue, just like a detective developing plausible theories. Heighten the drama here where possible using suspense, drama, or comedy. Right now, your musings are only deductive. Once you've analyzed your data, your conclusions will be informed by inductive reasoning.
Hello, my child. How about a nice, juicy apple?
How about this one, then? Will Snow White take that bite out of that apple? Well, our hypothesis predicts that the context in which food is consumed, that is, its color, its shape, its texture, even how it's presented, on what type of plate and who's presenting it, the entire context goes into determining suitability. We think that this is probably an evolutionary adaptation that helps keep us safe from things that we shouldn't eat. So, will that bite be sweet, or will it signal her bitter end? Tune in and we'll find out.
Create 1 or 2 slides that summarize the background science that informed your experiment, and use visual elements where it's appropriate. I might discuss where, how the olfactory and taste centers work together, where the different taste receptors are located on the tongue, and where in the brain these sensations are processed, and how and where risk is assessed in the brain. In this slide, explain what materials were used and how you designed your experiment to test your hypothesis. Use voice, images, text, video for support. Don't forget drama to garner interest. Experiments resonate with notions of labs, mad scientists, castles, dark skies, lightning, and of course monsters. Maybe I'm taking it a little too far, but inject a little bit of mystery, drama, and humor at this stage. We presented subjects with a taste test featuring peeled apple slices in front of a red and green apple. We asked them to try both and vote using a matching colored pebble for the apple they felt was sweetest. The catch? We used the exact same apple slices. Which apple do you think most people picked as the sweetest? Tweet your answers to @WeirdScience with #red or green to indicate your answer. Stay tuned and we'll be back with the result. This is a bonus option to produce a video and place it on the slide as if it were a commercial break. Feature a humorous 15 to 30 second spot that's done like a PSA or an ad for a product, service, or sponsor that relates in some way to your subject area. Create a split screen layout and publish a graph or a visual that shows the data you collected in an easy to understand and impactful way. In the voiceover, summarize the overall results, citing the number of test subjects, respective scores, and the standard deviation. On this slide, provide an analysis and a conclusion from your observations in the experiment. What might be going on? Was there anything not accounted for or overlooked? What might you look at next if you continued with your experiments? Create a short video thanking your audience for tuning in to your show. Remind them of your name and promote your next show segment and let them know what the subject matter will be. Reincorporation is a great dramatic device. Try to bring back something from the beginning of your show at the end, but changed in some way through engagement with your subject. Be sure to share the video and post the URL on your blog.
Hey, has anybody seen Snow White? Anybody? Snow White? Maybe she should have chosen the green apple. Well, this is Jim Kinney signing off for Beyond Knowing. Until next time, when we get high by hacking gravity. Anyway, I'm signing off. We'll see you next time.
While Spark will embed the credits for materials used from within the Spark platform, don't forget to follow the appropriate IP or intellectual property laws for your own jurisdiction, and credit any source material that you've used.